you walk by, I hit you with sexy eyes. You look through me as if I wasn't right. Oh no, you didn't just walk on through. It's time.
Greetings all, Dragon's Lair Workshop, Monday. I'm home and it feels good. We got up about 5:30 this morning. We were on the road by about 7:30, 8 o'clock. Rolled in here about 9. And I went down and got last week's footage uploaded to YouTube. So you guys will be watching a vlog here shortly. Or you all have already watched it by the time you see this one, because this one doesn't get uploaded until next week. But I'm out here in the shop. Been thinking about this project all weekend. And that's the footage I left with you last week. That's as far as I got done last week. Now, what I'm getting ready to do is on the mortar here. The flat gray looks great, but it just looks like it's gray and it's white. That's it. I want to give it a little bit more realistic look. So I'm going to do something else. I got 2 cans of additional paint out here. Some black and some brown, and I'm going to use my nifty little airbrush here, and I'm going to back it out so it's not shooting a real thick stream on it, more like a mist. And I'm going to shoot it through some screen, which I'll hold in front of the mortar, and you can see that if I move it on there, and I'm hoping it'll give me more of a little bit of a splattered look on the gray. You know, add some little bit different colors to it so the gray kind of looks more natural other than just gray. So I'm going to try work on that today. It'll probably, since I'm not going to be putting on a heavy coat, I'm just going to be kind of misting it. It should dry fairly quick, so I'm probably going to go through and get the skulls second coated with white today too. And if everything pans out, tomorrow we'll start doing some of the final detailing on the skulls. So, here we go. Another week, people, and let's see how far we can get. Hey guys, another short segment for you. Spent yesterday going through, and you'll notice it's a little bit different color. I did a base coat in gray. Then went through and misted it with black, and then came back through and misted it with a brown a little bit, and kind of darkened it up, gave it some contrast, what have you. Then I went through and I applied second coat to the skulls, and it was a light coat. Got that done. The skulls still have more of a weathered look to them, which is what I wanted. And then I just came back this morning. I just finished, where I put the white on the skulls. I overlapped and hit some of the paper mache. So I went through and re-outlined all the skulls with the gray to cover up the slop, and it kind of dresses it up. Gray still needs to dry a little bit. So anyway, that's where I'm at now. I'm going to go grab some breakfast. It's going on lunchtime actually, noon. After lunch, I'm going to come back in and with some black, and I'm going to go through and do the eyes, the nose, and I might highlight the teeth a little bit too on all the skulls. I'm not going to do much with the back ends of the skulls, and I might come in and on a piece of the spine here, the leg bone, the hand. I'll do a little detail work on those. I'm going to start getting those done. Now, I'm pretty sure as unsteady as my hand is, by the time I get done doing the black, I'm going to have to go back over and touch up the skulls. That's just the nature of the beast. My hand isn't all that steady, so I always end up with lots of touch-ups. Welcome to Wednesday evening. It's almost 6 o'clock. Getting ready to call it quits for the night. Pretty much got it done. Been working on the pillar. And I got the skulls all painted. I did some last segment I showed you what I did to the monster clay on there. Kind of two-toned it, darkened things up, aged things a little bit, highlighted it. The basic build on the prop is finished. I have, well, 2 steps left. First one which I'm going to be doing tomorrow because I just finished doing the skulls. I want to let, doing the black on the skulls. I want to let those dry overnight. But I've got some polyurethane clear coat. And I'm going to come back tomorrow morning and give this thing a good healthy coat, both on the flat surfaces and on the edges, both the top, on the bottom, on the back, and whatever. I give it a good healthy coating of that to help protect the monster mud. Because monster mud don't react too well if you leave it in moisture. It starts to crumble. So I'm going to protect it with some clear coat. That, and then I'm debating, and I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. The second thing I was going to say I needed to do, I was thinking about going up in the attic, dragging the crypt out that's going to sit on this, and I got to get it mounted. Basically all I have to do with that is the stand has some mounting holes on the corners. And I was thinking about setting the crypt on it, getting the holes drilled, and so it's mounted. Plus I want to see what it looks like with the crypt on it. But problem is the crypt is buried up in the attic. I have a general idea where it's at, not 100% sure, and I don't know if I want to go up and deal with the attic. Just drag the crypt out to put it on this. So I might hold off and wait until Halloween to try it, and you guys will be able to see it then. But I don't know. I think it turned out pretty good. I'll give you another shot of it tomorrow after I've gotten the clear coat on there and it's dried. Which isn't going to take long to do. Probably about 10 minutes to shoot it with an airbrush. Which means tomorrow I'm going to be switching back over to the trunk. The trunk has now become the main priority prop-wise. And from last week's vlog, I got the top done, I got this side done, and I got the other side done over here, the front piece, which you haven't been able to see a real good look of yet. That leaves me 2 sides left to strip yet, or refurnish, or however you want to call it. Up here, we call it stripping. Make whatever cornball comments out of that statement that you want. But anyway, I gotta get that side and the part that's on the bottom done yet. I'll probably switch over and try to get that done tomorrow. Welcome to Thursday. If you notice, my base is out of the shop. Trunk's still here. That's getting ready to go up on the table. I'm gonna start stripping on that. But wanted to show you what I ended up doing with that base. I went through and clear coated it this morning. I've got it outside drying. And I got the crypt out. I went out and unburied it. I got real curious. I wanted to see what it looked like with the crypt on there. So let's head on outside and I'll show you the finished product. We're outside, and as you hear, it's a little noisy. But there's the finished product right there. Noise is coming from my mechanism on the crypt. And what my problem is my wood wheel in there, which is attached to a windshield wiper motor, is rubbing right there. And that's what's creating the noise. So I got a maintenance issue with the crypt. I'm going to end up having to put a band of leather around that wheel to help deaden the noise. Which I can do when I go to put this out. That's no problem. But there you go. Another quickie prop done. Didn't take me a month and a half. Sorry about that. Pause to unplug it. The thing's noisy as hell at the moment. Don't want to be disturbing neighbors. But we're going to open up the lid. Sorry for the wonky camera angle. Basically, on the crypt itself, this is a prop I made 2 years ago, I think it was. Yeah, it's been 2 years. And it's just a windshield wiper motor, and I attached a round disc to it. And the disc pops up, that opens up the lid. But it's been ran so much, it's getting really worn on the outer surface here. So I was thinking about attaching maybe a piece of leather to it. And it's wearing an indent into the lid too, so probably put some leather up there. That'll quiet it down. I need to add some chains and stuff to it, to make it a little bit more noisier. And then we usually have a set of fake hands I made that are on it. We do a colored light, have a fog machine hooked up to it. think it's going to look okay. Yeah, out in the display. We've been wanting to do a base for a while. So, main emphasis this year for doing the base is I have 2 mausoleums I need to build. Thanks to Troy reminding me, we've got 19 weekends left until Halloween. I don't know if I'm going to get to the mausoleums or not. I've got to switch gears. So far, other than the wall panels I've been working on, I've been working on the cemetery. The fencing, you know, I did it for the whole haunt. I mainly wanted it for the cemetery. I've had that pillar, you know, all my projects have been kind of geared toward my cemetery and stuff. Other than the trunk, which I'm getting ready to work on now, which will either go in the Pirates, Gypsy, or the Witch display. We haven't decided which displays it's going into yet. I need to get away from working on the cemetery. I've got a total brand new display. You know, we've got it, you know, kind of laid out. I have one prop for it, you know, and I've got 2 or 3 other props in mind. You know, I need to get done for that display, so that display is done and ready to go. So once the trunk here is done, I'm probably going to switch over and start working on the torture room or prison room or whatever you want to call it. It's a torture display. So I'm going to work on that. Once that's done, then I can switch back over, work on the mausoleums, get those done if I have the time, and then I've got another prop. In fact, here, I'm going to back up. Let me back up just a second. I've got to get that torture room done, which is going to be my next project after the chest is done. Then I'm going to hop back over to the cemetery. I've got 2 mausoleums I need to build, and plus a flying crank ghost. You know, it's one of those ones that weave up and down. It will go into one of the mausoleums. The pillar and the crypt I just showed you will be going in the other. So we got that, and if I can get that stuff done before Halloween, I've got a prop on my wish list for this year for the sewer room I want to do. So I don't know if I'll make it that far or not. I've still got a ton of stuff I need to get done for this year, and I'm having a feeling I am not going to have the time. I think I'll be lucky to get 1 mausoleum built, let alone do anything over in our sewer room. So. But anyway, that's where we're at. I'm rambling. I'm going to cut you guys loose. Like I said, it's Thursday. Tomorrow I'm on the road with doing my produce stuff at the farmers markets. So I won't be around on the weekends. And it's going to be like that until first part of October. So we'll catch you guys later. You stay spooky out there. Okay, I lied. That wasn't the last segment. So you can't stay spooky yet. You got to wait. As I showed in the last segment, I got the base or pillar or platform or whatever you want to call it done. Had plenty of time this afternoon. That didn't take too long. So I decided I'd get back in here, and I started working on the chest. You've seen the top. I had the front done. And I had one side done. I ended up getting that side done. And the back. So the whole outside of the chest is in that position. I did not do anything to the bottom. I'm not planning on doing anything to the bottom. It can stay put. No one's going to see it. It's going to be on the ground. Just turn back around here. Now, my next, I gotta let this sit overnight to let the side and the back dry a little bit. Even after you scrape the chemical off of here, there's a residue of it on. If you try to paint right over the top of it, your paint's just gonna bubble up and fall off. So it needs to sit for a day or 2, which is fine since I'm, like I said earlier, out of town over the weekend. So I can wait till when I get back on Monday, she'll be ready to go on the next step. Next step is adding the paint. Painting this thing is gonna be a bear. I don't know if I'm gonna try to freehand it or what. I'm probably not. which means I'm going to have to take masking tape, like right now, the center part here on all the chest. We're thinking, we changed our minds from the white. We're going to go with either an olive green or a lime green, or, you know, some sort of drab looking green color in here is what we're thinking. I'll make up my final decision Monday. But in order to get that painted on, I've got to come through and I've got to tape off everything. That way I don't get any of the paint on the wood, on the metal straps, or anything. And that it's going to take an hour or two to go through and tape this thing off. You know, just so the areas I want the green paint on, get on the green paint. You know, and then once green paint dries, take the tape off, and we got to do the wood, which means I'm going to have to tape off everything again to do the wood. And then, you know, it's just going to be a lot of taping, a lot of masking. It's probably going to be 5 or 6 layers of masking tape all together, you know, by the time I'm done. But that's going to be the start of next week. So the vlog next week, you'll see the painting process on the outside. I'm thinking probably the week after, you'll see the work I do on the inside. And as you can see from the earlier vlogs I did, I haven't done overly much in here yet. Other than scraping it and, you know, trying to get all the loose junk off, I haven't done anything to the inside of the trunk yet. I'll do that. I'm more worried about the outside of the trunk now, so I'll do the inside later. But anyway, so now here officially for this week is the end of your vlog. And you know it, people. You stay spooky out there. If you can't stay spooky out there, just scream.